Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Emily and today we're going to be talking about finals. So I'm currently a senior working on my undergrad degree and I am in the midst of my very last week of undergraduate finals ever. And let me tell you, finals are no joke. But there are lots of ways that you can make finals week a lot more manageable, and you can not just survive, but you can even thrive during finals week. So let's get into my tips. My first tip is to find a study style that works for you. Some people would rather stay up late writing papers and working on flashcards to study for their exams. Other people would rather get up nice and early and get everything done before lunchtime. That's me. Whether you're an early bird or a night owl, it doesn't matter. Just figure out what time of day you want to study and what style of studying works best for you. This is going to depend both on personal preference and on the kind of subject you're studying for, as well as the type of exam you're going to be taking. If you're working on a 15-page English research paper, that kind of studying is going to look a lot different than if you're memorizing phylogenetic trees for your bio class. You want to assess the material you need to learn, what the best method for learning it is, and how much time it's going to take you. And then you can move on to the next step, which is it is so important to schedule and plan your study time throughout the year, but especially during finals week when it's really crunch time. Different classes are going to require both different study styles and different amounts of time to study for those classes. This once again depends largely on you and what you feel comfortable with, as well as the exam itself. Some professors like to give a short exam, some professors do a take-home exam, and other professors do a lengthy cumulative exam that is going to take a lot longer because you're going to have to know a lot more material. Regardless of what your final schedule looks like, just make sure that you map out your time and you know how much time you need to spend realistically studying for each class. This is going to help you study much more efficiently because you know which classes are going to take longer, and so you know which classes you need to prioritize. This is particularly important if you have multiple finals in the same day, because you need to know which one is going to be harder as well as which one you need a better grade on. It's impossible to study equal amounts for every exam because finals week is just not that long and you're not going to have every hour in the day just to study. As important as it is to plan out your study time, don't forget the necessities. Don't forget things like eating and sleeping and spending time by yourself or with your friends. Even though these things might not help you ace your finals, they're so important for your mental health and your well-being. You can make all the flashcards in the world, but if you didn't get a good night's sleep and if you're sitting there starving, you're not going to do well in that final. This is why it's so important to spend some time mapping out your study schedule and planning your time so that you're sure you'll be able to study all of the material as well as still having time to eat and sleep and take time for yourself. I've mentioned taking time for yourself a few times, and that's because it's really so important and it's so easy to forget. Usually the first thing we cut when we get busy is our me time or our time spent socializing with friends. But this is how we re-energize, and it is so important, and it really truly does help you do better in school, and it will help you do better on your finals to make sure you spend some time treating yourself and spending time with your favorite people. Some of my favorite times with my friends have been during finals week when we've taken study breaks together. Sometimes we'll have a movie night, make some popcorn, or do some arts and crafts while we watch our favorite movies like High School Musical or Sky High. Other times, if it's nice outside, which it usually is during spring finals, we'll go outside and take a walk or a hike in the woods, and that's so rejuvenating to be outside around nature because it feels really refreshing. That's an activity you can do alone or with friends, and it's always good for you. And it's especially good after you've spent a lot of time in the library all cooped up inside to be able to get outside and breathe some fresh air and remember that the world is bigger than whatever test you're stressing out about. Another fun study break to have with your friends is to do a photo shoot. Most college campuses are so beautiful during the spring, and so I'm sure you can find some amazing spots on campus to take some pictures and post them on Instagram and have a ton of fun with your friends. If you're a senior, I especially recommend this because while you may have gotten some professional grad pics taken, it can really be so much fun to spend time exploring campus and appreciating the little details that you're really going to miss when you graduate. If you want to be productive during your study break, I would definitely recommend cleaning and packing up your dorm room or your apartment. It's a big task that's really easy to leave until the very last minute because you do still need to live in the space, but I'm sure there are things that can be packed up, and this is something I've tried to do better at every year, and I think I've gotten a little bit better at it every year, but it's definitely still something I procrastinate on. So this week during finals week, I'm definitely trying to spend more time packing up my room so that it's a lot easier to move out when move out day comes. My last tip for surviving and thriving during finals week is to be grateful. It's so easy to get all caught up in the stress and the worry and the what if my grades aren't good enough, what if I fail this exam, what if I didn't study long enough, what if my paper's not good enough. But not everybody has the opportunity to pursue higher education, and I think that's something that's really easy to forget. It's really important to be grateful for the opportunities that you have and to remember that the world outside of finals week is so big, and that really in the grand scheme of things, that one test doesn't matter nearly as much as you feel like it does in the moment. We all have something to be grateful for, and there are so many good things going on in the world, and it's just so important to always remember and be thankful for those things that you do have, especially our opportunity to pursue higher education. That's all my tips for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you are surviving and thriving during your finals week. Leave me a comment down below and tell me how you're managing. And please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing and turning notifications on. I'd love to have you back, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day, guys.